For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy FC24 coins, check out MMOEXP.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at the checkout for 5% off your order. 4-2-3-1 YouTube, a formation I always like to call, you know what it is, the bread and butter formation. But first, drop this video a like for me. And if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. So in the 4-2-3-1, there are a few things that I do which makes it a very usable. Check out trustdice.wing. Link is down in the description below. Enjoy 8,000 plus crypto games, up to 20% cash back, fast withdrawal system, and a 24/7 live support. You do have popular games in the casino, and you also have a live casino if you do want to check it out. Link is down in the description below. Check them out. You can also use the sports section as well, whether it be the NBA, the Champions League, the Premier League, the Bundesliga, the NFL, La Liga, anything you want. So remember to check out trustdice.win. Link is down in the description below. And probably one of the most meta formations, and has been for many years. I have one of the fullbacks helping us out in the attack. I have one of the cams kind of like on free roam, so they have that free roam to drift inwards, and then the fullback will provide the width on that side. It is a very overpowered and broken formation. So first, you are definitely going to want to use balanced on the defensive style. I think a lot more times now on this latest patch, press after possession loss and pressure on heavy touch have been nerfed into the absolute ground. Pressure on heavy touch was something I was using more and more and liking more and more, and was actually something I was maybe even going to tell you to use from minute one. But ever since they have dropped the latest patch, I feel like they've nerfed it. The press doesn't hit the same. Your players' staminas get drained so quickly. So I just don't think it is worth it at all. I much prefer a balanced style where your team presses the ball to the middle of the pitch and your team shape is neutral. The defensive width, though, you are going to want to go quite narrow with this YouTube. Yes, quite narrow. There is method to the madness, believe you me. Now, on this latest patch, it has nerfed the byline meta a considerable amount. The byline meta isn't completely gone, though, so that's where we kind of like have to be in the middle of the two width. So because of that, I go quite narrow to try and just stop my opponent being able just to play through the middle of the pitch. Because if my opponent can play through the middle of my team, they will be in on goal, and it is very hard to stop. So because of that, I have actually gone down to 42 on the defensive width. Quite narrow, making us nice and defensively solid in the middle of the pitch and making us hard to break down. The defensive depth, you know what I'm going to say in all of my more recent videos. There are two options. Okay, so option number one is the option I use, and that is, of course, the 71 depth. If any of you don't know what the 71 depth does, when we lose the ball, our team will automatically press and automatically offside trap up the pitch. It is very overpowered, and it really does hamper your opponent's offensive AI. But on the flip side of that, remember I said at the start of the video that pressure on heavy touch, your stamina gets drained so much. The 71 depth doesn't drain your stamina at all. The game kind of doesn't realise that you're pressing, and it is so overpowered. So that's why I think 71 depth is definitely something you should use. But there is another option. Option number two is the option where I feel like if you struggle defensively, this is the option I would use, and that is 60 depth. Remember, in the 4-2-3-1, we do have two CDMs, so we can afford to be quite aggressive with our defensive depth, which is why I've actually gone up to 60. But for me, of course, it is going to be the 71 depth. The offense is build-up, play, and chance creation. I'm going to go into zero detail of this YouTube. It is, of course, the balanced and direct passing. You know what I'm going to say? Your bread and butter. The offensive width, though, I have now actually gone very narrow in the 4-2-3-1 with it. Yes, I've gone all the way down to 40 on the defensive width. Now, remember what I said at the start of the video where the byline meta has been nerfed. It's not been nerfed all the way into the ground, but it has been nerfed a lot. So because of that, I actually want to focus my attacks through the middle of the pitch, and that's why I've gone with the 40 offensive width, making us attack not the byline, sorry, but attack the centre of the pitch a lot. And we will still have a little bit of width from one of our fullbacks anyway, which you will see in a minute on the player instructions. That's why I'm really liking the 40 offensive width in the 4-2-3-1. Players in the box, of course, is going to be 7 YouTube. The more players that we have in the box, the more likely we are to score a goal. It is so simple when you break it down like that. 2 corners and 2 free kicks like so. Custom tactics done. Let's get into the player instructions. Now, you already know what my striker is going to be on in a Connor Woolf custom tactics video. My striker YouTube very rarely changes the player instruction. Well, I very rarely change the player instructions on a striker in FC24. I think there are two key player instructions that you need on a striker this year, which really are the best. And that is stay central and getting behind. Now, the stay central is pretty obvious, really, if you think about it. I want my striker to be in them central areas of the pitch. I really do. I am not interested at all, especially in a 4-2-3-1, actually. I'm not interested at all in my striker venturing out to the left and the right wing. I actually don't want that. I want my striker in them central areas of the pitch being a good vocal point for our attacks. And the getting behind is pretty self-explanatory. I also want my striker to be making penetrating runs in behind, because then it is very hard for my opponent to pick them runs up. And if they do actually manually track the run, it will then leave a lot of space for our middle cam to operate in. And that actually brings us nicely onto the middle cam. I personally, YouTube, and I don't know if any of you agree, I think the middle cam in the 4-2-3-1 is the most important player on the pitch. You will notice the middle cam gets a lot of goals and a lot of assists for you, sometimes even more than the striker in the 4-2-3-1. So that's why it is so important that you have your middle cam being a very good player. The player instructions on the middle cam are actually just one thing, just get into the box for cross. Very simple and very self-explanatory. I want my cam to get into the box for cross a lot, get a lot of goals and a lot of assists, so that when we're in shooting opportunities, we have just more players in the box. Now, the lamb, this is a very key point and has been for quite a while now on a 4-2-2 and a 4-2-3-1 custom tactics video by myself. I put something on a few months ago in a 4-2-3-1 on one of the cams, and I have to admit, I absolutely freaking love it. So come back on defense, get into the box for cross, and then free roam. Free roam is what I have my left-sided cam on. That just means that my left-sided cam will pick up very nice central areas of the pitch. They sometimes will come inwards and other times will kind of stay out wide. If you actually read what free roam says, take a free roll and roam into space to provide a passing option. That left-sided cam will just be looking for space, whether it's inwards or outwards on the pitch, which means it is very hard for your opponent to pick up and mark that player. I absolutely love it. The get into the box for cross, again, self-explanatory. More players in the box, more likely we are to score a goal. I then, YouTube, don't have my right-sided cam on free roam. So I only have my right-sided cam on come back on defence and get into the box for cross. That means that my right-sided cam will hold the width on that right-hand side for us very nicely. And I just like that, because then I've got the left-sided cam drifting inwards, but then the right-sided cam is providing the width on the right-hand side. Right-sided CDM is then on balanced attack and cover centre, because if you think about it, my right-sided cam is holding and providing that width on the right-hand side for us. So my right-sided CDM can afford to get forward in between the space of the middle cam and the right-sided cam, and just, again, give us more attacking options, get a lot of goals and a lot of assists. My left-sided CDM is then on stay back while attacking and cover centre. So, for example, a traditional number 6, you know what I'm going to say, Rodri, Boubacar Kamara, Casemiro, them type of players. Because my left-sided cam is on free roam, it makes no sense for my left-sided CDM to be on balanced attack, because my left-sided CDM would just literally be getting in the way of the left-sided cam. Then the left-back, YouTube, this is very important. The left-back is then on join the attack and overlap. So as my left-sided cam drifts inwards, my left back will be on join the attack and overlap, bombing on down that left-hand side, giving us a nice passing lane and just more offensive support. Both centre-backs, completely default settings, stay back while attacking, normal interception and stick to position. The right back as well is then on stay back while attacking, so this player will kind of like players almost like an inverted fullback. And then last but not least, my goalkeeper comes to crosses and sweeper keeper. And that right there, YouTube, is my brand new updated 4-2-3-1 custom tactics for you. If you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Drop in a like for me, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love.